Imagine a room full of screaming children, or imagine a room full of teenagers sitting around sleeping, telling you how much they hate you and your stupid rules. Teachers go through this every day. People tend to think that the situations that you see on TV where classrooms are like that, that's what it's really like. And as we all know from sitting in those classrooms, it's not. I went to Emporia to sign up for my elementary education major, and I spent the day with a bunch of people who declared that major. And we have learned that people often use teaching as a backup plan. Everybody's reason was summer vacation. I want summer vacation. Or you only go to school like 8 hours a day. You only work. The rest is all for you. And then you have the people that go, well, I don't know what else to do, so I guess I'll be a teacher. And so I went around and asked my teachers that I have, or had throughout the years, why they felt that they wanted to be a teacher, and I interviewed them and got their answers for everything. And so I have the first question that I asked them, and it's, do you feel that as a teacher, you have to love kids? Carrie Zimmerman, a biology and anatomy teacher, quoted, I would tell somebody who was wanting to be a teacher that if you don't love kids or children, to find another career right now. If you don't truly love kids, then there's almost no possible way to do this job, to do it well and to do it for life. You'll be doing it, but you'll be hating it. Teachers need a wide variety of different characteristics. They need to be upbeat, happy people because kids don't want to come to school, so they have to make them want to. They have to be compassionate and caring and think about situations. They have to be able to change. You can't go in there expecting the same thing every day. They want variety in their classroom. If you have the same thing every day, kids are going to hate it and you're going to hate it. You have to also have the ability to invest not just your time and your efforts, but your whole life. You're not just a teacher from 7:30 to 3:30. You are a teacher for your whole life. Now, one of the things that got brought up a lot at the day that we all declared our majors was summer vacation. Everybody talked about how they were going to get summer vacation. When asking my teachers what they used with their summer vacation, they said that they would use that time. They spend that time taking classes, extra classes, because you have to keep up with your degree. And they use that time to spend with their family because most of the school year they have to devote with their students. All three interviewers said that they would not want or need to take a summer job because they have a spouse who works and they can make it financially. But the average salary for a full-time public school teacher in 2010-2011 school year was $5,669. $56,069, sorry. Single people tend to have to take a second job as a teacher in the summer to make it. An example of these are an elementary school teacher at a Catholic school named Amanda Harvey. She has to take a second job throughout the school year and in the summer. Allison Figgs is an elementary school teacher at Catholic schools, and she donates plasma twice a week every week for $55 extra in cash. When asking my teachers what makes them want to be a teacher and what makes you want to teach, Carrie Zimmerman said, I knew from my experience from working at a preschool for 3 years that I wanted to be a teacher, but I knew because of my love of science and sports it was going to have to be in high school. Josh Davis, a photography teacher, said, at the end of the day, one of the things that really got me into teaching was my college professor. They said, teachers should be somebody that have something important to say. And I feel like I have something important to say. Mr. Anderson, Nicholas Anderson, said, because when I was about your age, Kelsey, both of my parents were teachers, and I would help my mom after school, tutoring in the room with elementary school teachers. And there was something that got to me about helping somebody through their struggles and seeing them start to do it on their own. Now, nowhere in these quotes did a single teacher talk about, because I have 8 to 3 shifts. I don't have to do anything else past that time, because they all know that you have to take all that schoolwork home, and you have to do all of that work on your own. You have to grade the papers. Every assignment you give is an extra assignment times 26 because you have that many in your class to do. And summer vacation was another thing that never got brought up. All of them, when asked, said that they would spend it with their family. And all of them didn't see why somebody would say having a summer vacation with a good reason to take this job because you truly don't get a summer. You still have to work. And nowhere in these quotes did that get brought up. And all my time spent with the students going into elementary education, in that room, I probably heard the words 8 to 3, summer vacation, easy work, babysitting. I probably heard those words in every few conversations. Those really aren't good enough reasons to want to choose this profession. I asked my teachers for advice for future teachers from going into teaching. You must demand respect from your students. If you do not demand it, then they will not give it to you. You can't just expect it to be given nowadays. You have to love kids. Without loving kids, there's no way you can make it through a day there because it's just, you'll hate your time and you'll end up hating it. And you have to remember that you are more than just a teacher. You are a counselor. You are a priest. You're a pastor. You are a therapist. You're a parental figure. You're a friend. You're a medical expert. You are everything to that student. You are their mentor. Let's hang on your work, but remember that your family comes first. Learn to leave part of the day out for just your family. So if you want to do your work in the morning, then get up, do it, but after school, devote time to your family. That's a big one that they talked about. And then you also have to lead by example in your classroom. If you want your students to stay off their phones, if you want your students to be quiet and not talk while somebody else is talking, do that. Don't get on your phone during class. Don't play on the computer in class. Don't talk over another student. And last but not least, get to know your students. You have to get them to know them personally. You have to get to know their learning styles. You have to know their home situations, their school situations. Get to know them because it really makes a difference. So in the end, what we went over was that you have to love kids. There's no way to take this job without loving kids. If you just like kids or you like spending time with kids, that's great. Maybe you should just be a babysitter on the side, because if you don't love them, you'll end up hating your job. You should have at least most of those characteristics that we went over about variety and liking kids and everything. If you don't have at least some of them, it's going to make your job there a real struggle. And if your reason for teaching is the summer vacations and short work days, maybe it's time to find a new job. These people love their job because they love helping students. They love watching people learn. And I was asked by my teachers, those three, why I decided I wanted to go into elementary education. I want to teach kindergarten, and I want to go, and it's not because of a short work day or a summer vacation. It's because when you see a child finally start to learn something, such as writing their name, and they can do it on their own, no help, and you just see their eyes and their mind open and light up, it is the best feeling. What Anderson talked about, watching them get through their struggles and do it on their own, that is the best feeling for me. I want to be able to help open up these kids' minds and teach them the morals. And I don't think I could ever do anything else. It's not a backup job. It's not anything. And I think that's how passionate people should be about their future career choices. So then last but not least, they went over advice. And you have to remember that your family does come first. Outside of your school hours, try to take part of the day to devote to just them. Get to know your students. Get personal with your classes. Don't forget to lead by example. And don't forget that you are not just a teacher. You are everything else to these kids.